This is Providence Television International, the game changer.
Welcome to the Week in Review on Providence Television International. I am Okpebholo. Well, before we take a look at the stories that actually made headlines during the week, let us take this commercial.
The oracle lives on. Today we remember our father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, Chief Dr. David Unyo Edebiri, OON, the late Esogba and Odionwe of Benin Kingdom, gone out of our sight but forever in our hearts. 2 years may have passed, but your influence remains deeply rooted in our lives. Farewell, Daddy. Reverend Dr. Collins Azuwagai Edebiri, for children and family.
Thanks for staying tuned. Nigeria's newly acquired 150 billion naira presidential jet has been flown back to the country after months in South Africa, where it underwent a full livery change to the nation's green and white colors. The Airbus A330-200 was spotted at the Anambra Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, on Wednesday. Photographs showed the twin-engine, wide-body aircraft tail number 5NFGA parked at the presidential wing of the airport. An official of the presidency, who asked not to be named because he wasn't authorized to speak to the press, confirmed the arrival, adding that the jet will resume presidential duties after routine acceptance checks by the Nigerian Air Force Presidential Air Fleet. Nigeria's former president Muhammadu Buhari has been buried at his home in northern Nigeria 2 days after his death at the age of 82. His body was flown back to the country early on Tuesday, and his successor, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was at the airport in Katsina to receive his remains, which was taken to Buhari's hometown of Daura, where hundreds attended Islamic funeral prayers at the Central Mosque. His body was finally interred in a grave dug in the grounds of his home with dignitaries including President Tinubu, Guinea-Bissau President Umaru Sissoco Embalo, and one-time Vice President Yemi Osibanjo present. Former presidential candidate and Labour Party leader Peter Obi has responded to criticism over his absence at the burial ceremony of former President Muhammadu Buhari, urging Nigerians not to turn national moments of mourning into platforms for political attacks. Obi, who arrived in Daura on Wednesday to pay his respects to the Buhari family, explained that his inability to attend Tuesday's event was due to logistical constraints, including lack of flight availability and airport restrictions tied to heightened security arrangements for visiting dignitaries. The former governor of Anambra State emphasized that true respect is demonstrated through intent and action rather than public theatrics, noting that mourning is not a show. He described the backlash against his absence as unfortunate and called for decency in public discourse, especially when dealing with sensitive matters like death and grief. Meanwhile, Governor Monday Okpebholo of Edo State has warned the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, to get security clearance before coming to the state. Mr. Obi had visited Benin City, the state capital, on July 7th and donated 15 million naira to St. Philomena Hospital School of Nursing Sciences for the completion of projects in the school. Governor Okpebholo disclosed this on Friday while receiving Marcus Onobun, the last remaining federal lawmaker in the state, into the All Progressives Congress. He asserted that Mr. Obi's visit coincided with resurgence of violence in the state. Hence, security clearance is necessary anytime Mr. Peter Obi is to visit Edo State. I will take this commercial break. Don't go away. Please stay tuned.
The oracle lives on. Today we remember our father, grandfather, and great-grandfather, Chief Dr. David Unyo Edebiri, OON, the late Esogba and Odionwe of Benin Kingdom, gone out of our sight, but forever in our hearts. 2 years may have passed, but your influence remains deeply rooted in our lives. Farewell, Daddy. Reverend Dr. Collins Azuwagai Edebi, for children and family.
Thanks for staying tuned. Edo State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Cyril Shomole, has expressed the need for the state to improve its health systems using a new web-based dashboard that will enhance transparency, data collection, and better planning. He stated this at the opening of a 4-day leadership and capacity building workshop in Benin City on Thursday. Assuring participants of Governor Okpebholo's administration's strong commitment to improving health systems and planning across the state, the commissioner noted that the Nigeria Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative Leadership, Health Systems Strengthening and Planning Workshop is a key step in preparing healthcare managers for the 2026 operational plan. Stepping up the campaign against cult-related violence among Edo youths, the National Orientation Agency has taken the battle to secondary schools in the state. The agency's directorate in Edo State launched Pathway to National Cohesion, Development and Unity campaign at the Beniza Government Secondary School, Benin City. The outreach, which brought together students and teachers from the state's 3 senatorial districts, focused on combating cultism, drug abuse, human trafficking, and other vices. During the session, students learned about Edo's anti-cultism law, which prescribes severe punishments, including life imprisonment or capital punishment for those found guilty. The Edo Livestock Productivity and Resilience Support Project has received 15 bids for the rehabilitation of slaughter slabs, live bed markets, and additional farmer field schools across the state, signaling progress in efforts to enhance livestock infrastructure. Edo LPRAS is a World Bank-assisted initiative jointly supported by the federal government and Edo state government, designed to strengthen and modernize the state's livestock sector. During the official bid opening ceremony held on Wednesday in Benin City, State Project Coordinator Betsy Pihumi, represented by the project's gender officer, John McDonald, explained that the projects were published in national newspapers to ensure transparency and wide participation. She noted that the project's key focus areas include poultry, sheep, goats, and piggery. Nigeria's Super Falcons have stormed into the semi-finals of the Women's Africa Cup of Nations after a commanding 5-0 victory over Zambia in the quarterfinal clash on Friday. The win sends Nigeria into the last 4 of the competition as the Falcons continue their quest for a record-extending 10th WAFCON title. Osinachi Ohale, Esther Okoronkwo, Chinedu Ihezuo, Tosin Demehin, and Folashade Ijamilusi all scored to knock the Zambian team out of the competition. And now to the weather forecast. The weather forecast for Monday, 21st July. We have light rain in Abuja expected with a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius. In Lagos, it will be mostly cloudy with a temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. In Benin and Port Harcourt, there will be rain with temperatures of 28 degrees Celsius in both locations. In Kaduna, there will be light rain with also a temperature of 28 degrees Celsius. And in Enugu, there will be scattered thunderstorms with a temperature of 29 degrees Celsius. And in Washington, it will be partly cloudy with a temperature of 29 degrees Celsius. In London, light rain will be experienced with a temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. In Johannesburg, it will be partly cloudy and a temperature of 17 degrees Celsius is expected. And in Rome, it will be sunny with a temperature of 34 degrees Celsius. While in Paris, there will be light rain and a temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Thanks for being with us, and that is the week in review on Providence Television International. Do please stay tuned.